shoot the Gorgon's Head. It untaps. They're going to shoot the Hex Drinker. Yeah, that's just going to happen. That's D-Man. He's got some spice. And counter target activated ability. Nice. I did see that in there. Fizzles the trigger. Nice.
Hey guys, there's 2 great ways to support the channel. All links are in the description below.
Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Ludwek and Sidar Level Up Tribal today. And today's deck list comes to us from Patreon supporter D-Manny. There's no lands in this opener, so we're going to mulligan that. I just looked at a couple hands a second ago, which were also pretty rough on the lands. This one can be a land. That's 2. What's this one do? Return a permanent. If we had a fetch, that could be a 3rd land. Whew. I'm gonna risk this one. I don't feel great about it. I think he's cheating on a land in this deck. I think he needs to come up to probably 36. 35, at least 1 flip land. Dual face thing. Yeah, I guess he's at 36 with the flip, but oh god, we're going last. Don't love that. So anyway, this is D-Manny's Level Up Tribal deck, version 1.2, for those keeping score at home. And this was heavily inspired by the Level Up Tribal game that I played a few months back, which I think kind of introduced that deck style to the world. I don't know that anyone was really doing the Level Up Tribal thing in Commander. It is a very difficult creature type to make work. These are some of the most mana hungry creatures you can find in the format for not nearly enough payoff relative to the amount of mana that you're sinking into them. Oh, thank god there's another land. Let's go ahead and get the Jetmir's Garden into play. Probably go for the Valakut next, even though, unless we draw a land off the top. If we draw a land off the top, might hold the Valakut. Otherwise, I'll probably just play it tapped next turn. Reconnaissance. That's a card. Anyway, yeah, I am not previously aware of anyone else playing Level Up Tribal. Not to say that, like, no one's ever played it in history, but, like, definitely introducing it to the masses in that video I did a few months ago. And it's an interesting concept because, like I said, all of these creatures are very mana intense. And the juice is not worth the squeeze most of the time. The other problem too is that because there's not a ton of them, you have like right around 30 of them or so. Like it's just enough to fill out the deck, but you don't have so many of them that they have abilities that overlap really well with each other. There's not like a ton of synergy between them. Like this one's an Anthem. I forget. I think the other white one's like damage prevention or something like that. I forget now. You know, the red one burns things. The black one shoots creatures. The blue one copies spells. The other blue one takes turns, right? The turns one's obviously really strong, but that's that other thing we talked about. Return target artifact creature enchantment to its owner's hand. This ability costs 1 less. Whew. We'll just play this one. I think we're in a position where we might be able to hang on to the Valakut now. Nothing to do on 2 here, so we'll pass. As far as the upsides of this deck, 'cause I have seen D-Manny pilot this deck a few times. So when I did my video, I suggested that there are probably 2 ways to go about building this deck. You can either try to make as much mana as humanly possible to pay for all these costs, or you can try going the proliferate route, and D-Manny's gone for the proliferate route here. We see a proliferate card right here. We have any other ones? See another one right here. And I definitely think, after looking at it a little bit, I think that's probably the stronger way to go. If nothing else, at least mixing and matching between the 2, like, you know, a Smothering Tithe can also do a lot for you in terms of trying to get those costs paid. But I have liked what I've seen out of the proliferate style of this deck. And by the way, D-Manny's in the game with us today, piloting the exact same deck, and they get an Echo Mage down. If you ever get that thing leveled all the way up and use it, it is really good. It takes a lot to get there, but it's actually very, very good. That's a Mortar Pod. God, there's one I haven't seen in forever. I used to run that in Blue-Black Zombies and Dark Ascension Standard, and everyone at my shop was playing Blue-White Snapcaster, and Blue-Black Zombies murdered that deck. Like, my win rate was very high. I was usually finishing in like the top 4 almost every night I played Standard. I mean, I guess part of it is also just like, you know, once upon a time I was a halfway decent Magic player, so there's that too. But not anymore. Anyway, we're gonna play this land, and we'll go ahead and just get Ludwek into play. Depending on what we draw next turn, we can look at a couple different things. The one that's jumping out at me right away might be Midnight Clock into play this as a land if we don't find the land. That way we don't lose too much tempo doing what we're doing. But anyway, so for all the difficulty that this deck can bring you, and the challenge of making it work, what it does offer is, particularly, not so much with like all of these, but particularly once you get like a +1/+1 counter on them, and you're also proliferating those, they will get really big. And it's not uncommon for you to have the biggest creatures on the table, which, you know, is a valuable thing. It keeps people from attacking you. You can get a little bit of damage done. You know, they don't all have evasion. This is probably one of the most evasive, and is good for just continuously getting damage in. But yeah, the fact that they do get really big, and you can start proliferating the counters. And there's some divinity counters in here too that we saw in a game somewhat recently. I can't remember when, or if that will make it to video or not. I don't remember now. But yeah, there's some really cool things to do in this deck with the proliferating and different counter types, especially +1/+1 counters for the size. Some of the other like more tricksy counters. And I mean, throwing some counters on this, right? Seems like a good idea. Opponent attacks and D-Manny blocks. No damage. They get a card though. Sidar Kondo of Jamura coming in. I was talking to him about it before the game. He said this one's mostly in there for colors. In the early parts of the game, you will be able to use that unblockable ability a little bit. I don't know why the wording on that unblockable ability just kills me. I have to read it every single time, and probably 2 or 3 times when I do. Just, it doesn't want to stay with me. I'm always missing a piece of it. Should build the flanking deck. That'd be fun. Throw some lures on things and stuff. So anyway, we talked about the plus side a little bit. The downside of playing level up creatures is that if a board wipe goes off, you are in such bad shape. You've invested so much mana into these creatures that a lot of times it's just unwinnable. Like, you cannot come back from a particularly bad board wipe. So, you know, that's sort of the risk of playing this deck, but that's also what makes it fun. Opponent does play Invasion of Segovia. Segovia, nice. I haven't seen this one. As it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 blue Kraken... two 1/1 blue Kraken creatures with trample. On the backside, non-creature spells you cast have convoke. At the beginning of your end step, untap up to 4 target creatures. That's cool. I don't know. I like this one because it's super flavorful. Segovia is like a super old place in Magic, where I think it was all underwater. I think it was all sea creatures and stuff. Anyway, I find that exciting. We did not catch that land we were hoping for, so we're going to play the Stoneforge as a land. And then we're going to... I think we just play the Midnight Clock right here. Makes the most sense mana-wise. Everyone has blockers, so we can't really get the card draw going, which maybe makes me a little sad. So I guess we just pass. Next turn, maybe we think about, like, Flux Channeler into Staff or something like that. That would have been a reasonable time for Sidar, so maybe we look at Sidar next turn. 4 mana, though. Maybe we go like Staff Sidar, something like that. 1,000-Year Elixir, powerful card. Let's take a read of our commanders. Also D-Manny's commanders, as he's playing the same one. So Ludwig Necro Alchemist, 3 mana, 1/4. At the beginning of each player's end step, that player may draw a card if a player other than you lost life this turn. And Sidar, as we see a Bow of Nightlia coming in, is a 2/5 flanking. Creatures your opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures with power 2 or less. So without flying or reach, you can't block small creatures. And that will actually allow us to get in probably somewhere with Ludwig next turn if we want to. Though if we draw a land, see how that shakes out. Opponent doing some attacking. Yeah, opponent could double block. Trade into the thing if they wanted to. So we'll take a look at this. This is Flintlock piloting Ohabi Calaria. Is a 3 mana 1/3 reach. Untap all archers you control during each other player's untap step. Whenever an archer you control deals damage to a creature, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. So this is Archer Tribal. Flintlocks had this deck together for a little while, and they've had multiple commanders in the command zone, I think, piloting it or running the deck at different times. This one seems like a great fit. Since all of the archers generally like tap to do damage to stuff, the untap mechanic seems great. And 1,000-Year Elixir also going to help. Reconnaissance is nice. Flintlock gets a draw card with the thing. Arcane Signet. Hex Drinker. Looks familiar. Levels it up. Levels it up again. Oh, can we proliferate this? We can proliferate the battles. Should make it terrible for opponent. Sends the Echo Mage into Asgard. Yep, so this can't be blocked because of the Sidar. So yeah, we're probably going to want to try to pick up an extra card here. I would love to catch a land off the top, though. Never going to get that battle flipped if both of us are proliferating. Hard counter. I don't know why. I find that really funny. You need anti-proliferate if you're playing battles. Or if someone else is playing battles, you proliferate. And I do want to build the battles deck. Maybe I'll do that later tonight. We'll see. I wanted to do that around when that set came out, but time got away from me here. Wasn't playing so much for a little bit. A lot of things have come up. Sinew and Steel. Ugh. That's worthy of removal if someone has it. We do not in this moment. Gonna hold back on the Staff of Completion. Also gonna hold back on the Planeswalker. It destroys both. This is in fact an artifact. Hopefully it's not the first one on the chopping block. 1,000-Year Elixir is a very good one. But this is most of our card draw right now. Opponent's going to swing into their battle. Yep. Although, okay. So swinging into the battle means that Sinew and Steel is not going to trigger, and that is nice. Does limit to the cards in our hand, though, some of which I was planning on playing. And, oh, they're going to Mortar Pot it for the last one. Okay. It's going to flip. It turns into Kadist Sea Tyrant of Segovia. Love it. It's only a 3/3 though. Feel like that could be bigger based on what's happening in that picture. There's the land we were looking for. Excellent. It comes in untapped too. That is super helpful. Okay, so yeah, we definitely need to get this guy in, which will leave us with 2 mana, which is so awkward. I guess we could get the Hex Drinker after. Yeah, I guess that's the play then. Get Sidar. We don't have enough green to do all of that. That's frustrating. Yeah, well, I guess we're just run it down there. D-Manny. Yeah, D-Manny's got some life. It's only like a 4-point difference, but we poke for 1. Draw at the end step. Use the ability. Not a land. It's a 2-drop that we would have been able to cast. That's frustrating. If no Sinew and Steel, we could have got the staff into play, and that would have been nice. Paid the life to make some mana. Get the next card. How many counters do we need in this thing? 12. Heavy Ballista. Pretty old school card. 7th edition. It would have been printed before 7th edition. I don't remember what the original one was, but reprinted in 7th edition. I kind of miss some of this old art. Something about it's like, I don't know. It's more like campy, I guess. I don't know. Like, objectively, these are better pieces of art. Something about these like old arts just have a lot of character to them. I've talked about it a bunch. Oh yeah, so there's part of it. In this image, there's very little happening in the background. Like, things were just way less cluttered on older cards. Like, look how much, like, landscape is in the back of this thing. And same with this. Like, you get a better sense of where they are in space, but, like, stuff like this tends to be a little bit more abstract, I guess. Amorphous. So you can kind of, like, they're not just spoon-feeding you, like, where everything is happening. And it leaves a little bit to the imagination, which I think is cool. Opponent does some attacking, and they're drawing a card here? Probably. Azuri, Stalker of Spheres. Oh, yeah, that's the Proliferate one. Seems good. So D-Manny's having a quicker start than we are. Use the City Brass. Maybe I need to do another sea creature deck, but like janky sea creatures, not all the like good ones that everyone runs. I played Lorthos one time and like that actually went better than I thought. I think I got like 4 Lorthos triggers in that game, which is like far more than I was expecting to get. Oh, by the way, our last opponent is Asgard Iron, piloting... Where's their commander at? Jalira, Master Polymorphist. Oh boy. 4 mana 2/2, sacrifice another creature, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature. Put that card onto the battlefield, rest on the bottom in a random order. So there's probably... I wonder what kind of creatures are in the deck. That's interesting. So they said it's a living weapon deck that they were trying out here, and we see a lot of the living weapons. But it does seem like there's probably not a lot of like true creatures in the deck, so we see things like the invasion, which turns into a creature. I hope it's not like straight into Eldrazi kind of thing. That'd be kind of annoying, but I'm curious to see where they go with it. Improvise, draw 3 cards, or reverse engineer with improvise. Ha! Soul Ring, oh, color me jealous. We could go for one of those right now. Though I don't know how long it'd last. This thing running around. We're up to 7 on this thing somehow. Did someone proliferate us? Tezzeret, Artifice Master. Makes Thopters, yep. Draws cards. At the beginning of your end step, untap up to 4 target creatures. Seems... Oh, okay. Yeah, that seems good. Back to our turn, another counter on the midnight clock. This will be 8, so we're getting pretty close. Shuffle your hand in graveyard, then draw 7 cards. A Mana Dork is actually a Sight for Sore Eyes. And in particular, it's something cheap we can cast. I think we just go straight to combat. I think I'm going to send Sidar in. Just get a little poke. Opponent's going to do 1 damage to our creature. Lovely. Is that entirely necessary? Oh, they're trying to draw the card, I see. Yeah, watch out for that. That might be a problem at some point. We poke for 2. And let's start getting some stuff into play. Let's get this Jiraga Tree Speaker. Get the Hex Drinker. Oh, can we not get the Hex Drinker and this guy? We can't. Oh, that makes me sad. Getting killed on colors here. We'll get this guy because it's more mana efficient. We can get the Hex Drinker later. Missing the land is not going to be great here, though. We'd like to get this thing in before we wheel. We'll draw. Astral Cornucopia is powerful, though a sitting duck for Sinew and Steel. At the beginning of each upkeep, yeah, we're going to shuffle, so we're going to lose all the stuff in our hand. It's unfortunate. I should have planned that better. I definitely should have got the Flux Channeler in. This hand is getting rather clunky. Cornucopia would actually be nice because it does have the ability to kind of dig us out, but I don't know, like a couple lands on a Soul Ring would be nice. Even an Arcane Signet. Gorgonflay. Oh god, that's scary. There are now 2 artifacts that very much need to be blown up. That is Death Touch for the archers. This one's attacking or blocking. This one's also attacking or blocking. So if we just don't go anywhere, we'll be okay. I mean, that gives them a lot of ability to like slow down this Sinew and Steel because they can just shoot whatever creature it's on. Doing some attacking. Bunch into the Tezzeret. Can opponent just block, though? They have a 4/4. I mean, I guess they have Death Touch, but they could like, trade and save. Oh, the Reconnaissance. Yeah, they just pull them out of combat. Okay. City of Brass. Inexorable Tide. Oh, God. Yeah, there's a lot of things out here now that are getting kind of scary. 2 artifacts and an enchantment that I would definitely like to get rid of. Oh, yeah, D-Manny proliferated her thing. Nice. Means that we should get to use it before Asgard gets a chance to blow it up with the Sinew. Oh god, Inexorable Tide with Izuri? He's gonna be off to the races. Someone, yeah, we need a board wipe to go off. I wouldn't mind if it was a nastier one too, like a Farewell or a Hour of Rev. A lot of things that need to get cleaned up right now. Puts another counter on the level on the Hex Drinker. I mean, he's gonna be on 7. He's just having a much better go than we are. We haven't even put anything on our stuff yet. There's the 12th counter, so we're gonna shuffle our hand in. We have 7 cards in hand, and into definitely more lands. Perhaps even too many lands. Definitely too many lands. But at least it'll take care of our mana problems. We can start proliferating the Replicating Ring. Yeah. Man, the Sinew and Steel makes it tough, right? Because you can just see the artifact removal. I definitely get some of that other stuff out if it's not just going to immediately get blown up. Yeah, we got 3 mana rocks, so that'll help with the mana. There's another Tezzeret. Reconfigure the reality chip. Oh, God. It's going to be a future sight. So many things that need to get blown up. Jalira Master Polymorphist coming in. Opponent's going to untap some creatures. Another land. It's a proliferate land at least, but still another land. I guess we play that one just in case a wheel happens or something. Get the Replicating Ring. We can level that up, and that'll be mana neutral. Get the Chromatic Lantern. Get Arcane Signet. Okay, so if we untap with all this stuff, we have reasonable mana production now, and might be able to, like, start doing some stuff, but we do need to find gas, cards that matter. Just, missed a lot of good things, is what happened. I'm gonna try it with our commander. It'll probably just get shot. Yep, opponent's gonna shoot it. Oh, wait, yeah, no, they shot it with the thing. That's frustrating. Back to the command zone. Hex Drinker is actually a really good card for the situation because he can give it protection from everything, and he's very close to doing that. There's probably gonna have to be an interesting dance here of, like, opponent needs to figure out a way to get the Sinew and Steel through to shoot the Gorgon Flail. Opponent spreads the attacks around. There's a rapid hybridization on the Evident Archer. That is sort of just a band-aid. The Gorgon Flail is the one that really needs to get dealt with, but at least it's one thing that's not hitting one of our creatures. I mean, that's a poor use of that rapid hybridize because... Oh, that's a Farewell. Okay. I mean, we're going to lose all those mana rocks we just found, but this needs to happen pretty badly. Yeah, okay. The game has been reset, so a lot of nasty things getting cleaned up right here. We have, like, nothing left. So we're going to have to get Ludwig back, and surprised they didn't go Planeswalker. Oh, it doesn't hit Planeswalkers. Dolmen Gate coming in. I was excited about the Replicating Ring, just because that's a funny card. Pier. Oh my god. That's such a good rebuild for them. Ugh. So jealous. I mean, at least some of this is on account of going last, right? We made the play that we were supposed to make. We finally ramped, and then it just went straight into a Farewell. So frustrating. Yep, there's the damage prevention one. And so now I wonder how much ramp is left in the deck since 4 things went down. Eesh. Literally 1 turn earlier on that Farewell, and we're actually in, like, a decent spot. Shimmer Dragon. Hexproof with 4 more artifacts. Tap 2 untap artifacts you control, draw a card. Seems like that probably combos with some stuff. Draws a card. I am jealous. Oh, another land. Are you kidding me? Play the Misty. Crack the Misty. Get something. Get a Triome because our colors have been terrible. Cast Ludwig. Oh, D-Manny let us draw a card. Oh, thanks. It's another land. Can't win. Yeah, this is kind of an issue that I've been noticing is, like, if you don't find your lands early, you're going to find them late, and you're going to have a bad time when that happens. And, I mean, I've talked about it to death. This is why I run Sword of the Animus and Hearthstone in, like, every single deck, because you want to be pulling those lands out of your deck. You want them in play. Brigid. Oh, I love Brigid. I've always wanted to build a Brigid deck. 2 damage to each attacking or blocking creature target player controls. Yeah. And a Toski. Gross. It's turn 9. We're on 7 lands. We've only had 8 turns, so we're still 1 land behind. Even when it comes back, all will be 1. That's a card. Everflowing Chalice kicked 1 time. Triggers all will be 1. Pings the Planeswalker. Oh, 2 counters. Planeswalker down. So good. I haven't had a chance to use this very much yet, but I've had my eye on it for a while. More City of Brass action. I think he's done the most damage to himself. Levels up the thing. Yep. All will be 1 triggers again. Goes 1 to the face of Asgard. No, was that 2? Oh, Pier puts additional counters on stuff. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that seems good. That seems real good. Jalira coming in. Shield of Kaldra. Oh, is that what we're doing? I wasn't expecting that. Austere Command. Well, would have been helpful before now. I guess we're just going to cast this guy. Oh god, someone has the green cradle thing in play. Makes tapping awful. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Swing into Flintlock for badly blowing up all of our board. We hit for 1. Another land? Another land. Love it. Where's that Volakut? Oh, we already played it. God, this would be so good right now. What else do we have to, like, cycle our hand? Here's a look at the deck list, by the way. This is a rare situation where I would actually really like some looting. I'm not known as the looting guy, but Midnight Clock is gone. There's a little bit of card draw in the deck. There could definitely be a lot more. Austere Command. Enchantments and small creatures. Well, at least this will survive. Pier goes down. And this thing goes down. Gorgon Head, more Death Touch. Not great. Equips it to the Brigid. Disgusting. D-Manny asked if we need a new hand. I said yes, badly. 4 lands. Toski. Draws a card. Expand the Sphere. 2 land cards on the top of the battlefield tapped. Rest in the bottom. For any lands that you didn't do that with, proliferate a number of times equal to the difference. Interesting. So get 2 lands. If you miss any, you proliferate. That wouldn't be awful. We could use more lands. There's the Windfall. Thank God. I mean, almost anything has to be better than what's going on in our hand right now. Down to 1 land, thankfully. Nice. We got some proliferate. What's this one do? Some card draw and treasures. Oh, you draw X cards. Okay, so card draw is good. Inexorable Tide is really good. Thrumming Bird is fun. We still have the problem of we can't really attack with the Brigid and Gorgon's Head thing happening. Oh, fun story. If we get this leveled all the way up, this can attack and kill... The trigger will go on the stack, and it would kill Brigid. They could respond to it and kill it, but it would at least kill their stuff. That's something. Inventor's Fair for opponent. Ethereum Sculptor. Blade of Shared Souls. I don't know if I've seen this one. 4 Mirrodin becomes attached to a creature for as long as... What? Where'd it go? For as long as it remains attached to it, you may have that creature become a copy of another target creature you control. Interesting. Copying the Ethereum Sculptor. Artifacts will be very cheap. Foundry Inspector. Artifacts will be really, really cheap. That is -3 on the artifact costs. Wheels are bad. Like, we need to stop feeding people cards. Is the thing that needs to happen. Strandwalker. 2/4 in reach. Oh yeah, it turns it into a giant spider. Nice. I don't remember that one. I drafted quite a bit of that back in the day. Opponent's gonna activate the Jalira. Let's see what this finds. It finds Riddlesmith? It's fairly underwhelming. Draws a card, draws another card. That's scary. Yeah, that dragon seems very good. Can do at least 1 more. There it is. Back to 4 cards. Any artifacts they draw that don't have like colored mana, I mean, they're -3, so they could still cough things out of their hand pretty easily. Opponent thinks about the attack and then I think realizes what's going on here. Oh, they're gonna try it. Oh, it's hexproof. Yeah, okay. Yeah, here's a little chunk for 5 into Flintlock. Oh, that's not targeted. Yeah, I think opponent's about to be real sad here. Well, at least that's gonna solve the card draw problem. Yeah, that one doesn't target. It targets the player. Combo Dragon down. Probably a net positive for us. Based on what they're doing, that can beat you. Tusk Caller A. I think we play the land, get the Evolution Sage. I think I'll go for the Inexorable Tide. Just get that in. There's enough small things out that I think just keeping the blocker back makes sense. Does feel like this deck probably needs a little bit more spot removal. Looks like a single Generous Gift. Probably not quite enough. It's an Austere Command. There's a Sunfall. Yeah, I think this thing needs a little bit more removal. Even for a low power game, that is too greedy. Oh, there's a Canker Bloom. That could help. Great. It's going to have boots now. Thornbite Staff. Even better. Oh, no. Now they can just kill everything in play, right? Yeah. Now they can shoot one thing. Lovely. So it's at least a good thing we didn't, like, overcommit with creatures here. Next turn, I'm thinking about just casting this thing and trying to draw as much as possible. Toski on the attack. Toski hits, draws a card. Gonna be some old school Commander here. We're at turn 11. Figuring out your plans on turn 11. Old school games of Commander, you would plan for this late into a game. You're like, okay, I need something really big. An X-Spell is reasonable in that sense. Levels up the guy. This one just gets Trample. Opponent's gonna return Unnatural Restoration, getting back the All is One. Proliferating their stuff. Here comes All Will Be One. What can the blue deck do? Field of the Dead. Creature dies. Opponent gets an untap with Brigid, which is... that shouldn't play in too much here. What do they get with the thing? Chrome Host Seed Shark. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, incubate X. Which they do. Forging the Anchor. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal any number of artifact cards. Into hand, rest on the bottom. Ooh, they're going to put the shield on Jalira, which will give it indestructible, which means it can survive past Brigid. Yeah, as expensive as it is, it's very overcosted, but the shield is actually strong, right? Giving your stuff indestructible and it having indestructible itself, not awful. Gives indestructible to the other equipments in the cycle, too. What's this? Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 into the hand, rest on the bottom, then proliferate. We'll hold off on that one. Let's just go for the big card draw play right here. That'll be X6. We get to proliferate. We'll proliferate D-Manny's stuff and hope that he chooses to shoot Flintlock. There's a whole bunch of stuff. We can actually play 2 cards, which is more than I thought we'd be able to play. Canker Bloom is a sight for sore eyes. I'm going to hold off on that one, though, so we can do it all in one shot. Play the land. Actually, it may not make sense to play creatures here, because they're probably anything we play is probably just going to get... I mean, if we don't, then they just get discarded. Play this land. Proliferate again. Does he not get all as one? All will be one triggers? Whenever you put... Oh, it's because we're putting. Okay. Sad. I mean, we can play the Hex Drinker right here, but decent likelihood all of our stuff's just going to get shot. So, nope, not going anywhere. I mean, they can wipe all of our boards if they want to. Discard this one. Oh, gosh, no. Bridget doesn't care about Shroud. There's an Emeria with 5 planes. Watch out for that. They did not end step blow everything up, which is great. Untap all archers is bad. Actually, no, the untap we don't care about that much. It's basically just about how much mana they have to be able to shoot with Thornbite Staff. Elvish archers. Nice. Bridget on the attack. Toski on the attack. I'd be so happy if this is a Settle the Wreckage. It might just be the Proliferate. Yeah, it's just a proliferate. As far as I can tell, opponent only has 2 mana up. Or, nope, they have 4. Sorry. Okay, so yeah. They can wipe 2 players if they want to. We will likely be one of them if we try the Cankerbloom thing. Opponents, maybe not. They might go Spite mode here. D-Manny's going to start pinging down some of their stuff. Ideally, getting this one out of play would be a good idea. Creature dies, which will untap Bridget. Toski draws a card. I hate Toski. It's too strong. The Indestructible on there, I mean, it just seems to stay in play all game. D-Manny's got the ability to proliferate. Could get the Commander out of play if he gets enough counters on something. He can move counters on that one. That's interesting. Maybe there's a world in which shooting the boots is the right idea. Ludwig into play. Because we could shoot the boots, and then theoretically all will be one. Could finish the job. His boots can cause other problems too, so... Ah, crap, he used the Proliferate. He's gonna ping them and then just draw the card. Slowly whittle them down. That with the Ancient Tomb, they've got to... I mean, you know, not gonna put them just on death, but if we're all kind of ganging up on them, your life total can disappear really quickly. He's gonna draw. Inventor's Fair. Oh, you want to get... maybe getting rid of the Death Touch, because then it's only 2 damage, and that's not nearly as scary. Yeah, and also, with that, we can theoretically, like, maybe we shoot the Death Touch. Well, I guess they can activate in response. But we might be able to get to a place where we can at least protect this. Maybe. Yeah, it's still kind of a lot. Activates Jalira. No, but again, if the Death Touch goes down... Yeah, if the Death Touch goes down, it shouldn't be that hard to get this thing to a decent place. Because then you just need to be above 2 damage. Or, well, the Thornbite can ping for 2. Yeah, so maybe we go for the Death Touch here. On the other hand, Thornbite's still tricky. A lot of small stuff on board. I mean, our stuff should get bigger. Yeah, I think, Death Touch... So far, I feel like Death Touch is the best solution for right now. Opponent's going to reconfigure. At some point, they got to be thinking about using this ability. This is a lot of value pieces over here. What did they get? Oh, they got the Octopus. Okay. Equip the shield to the Octopus. Or to the shark who's carrying... Okay. Here comes the Bridget. Oh, I've been announcing this wrong. So, Thornbite does 1 to a target. They can shoot 1 thing at a time. The Bridget ability only applies if you're attacking or blocking. So they shoot a thing. That goes down. I wonder if they go card draw here. They're at 6 cards. If they do, then they can't shoot our stuff. Bridget untaps. Opponent's gonna transform the... Incubator token. Seems like a weird time to do that. Oh, if they activate over the top of us, they'll still have Death Touch. It's frustrating. Well, maybe we just agree to lose 1 thing. I mean, this we can get this to a 4/4. Reconfigure to the commander. What does this one do? Elspeth Resplendent. +1/+1 counter, flying, first strike, lifelink, or vigilance. No indestructible on that one. Look at the top 7 of your library. You may put a permanent with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield, or make a whole bunch of angels. Okay, so let's... Yeah, I don't think we're using this turn. Let's level this thing up. Let's crack this fetch. Get a Sacred Foundry. Untap. Proliferate our stuff. Get that. Maybe we get the Planeswalker first? Can we protect the Planeswalker? I don't know that we can. Maybe we wait. I think we wait 1 turn on the Planeswalker. Get Cankerbloom. Proliferate our guy. Shoot the Gorgon's head. It untaps. They're going to shoot the Hex Drinker. Yeah, that's just going to happen. Can't. I mean, if this thing's an instant, we would proliferate twice on that, which put us to 5. Yeah, that's still not quite going to get us there. Makes me sad. Let's D-Man, he's got some spice. Oh, he's going to proliferate. 2 times, and counter target activated ability. Nice. I did see that in there. Hopefully he chooses the right ones. Fizzles the trigger. Nice. So, Gorgon's head going to go down, and there's some all will be 1 triggers. Going to shoot the commander. Nice. Commander down. That finally goes down. Let's get this Planeswalker in. Not like huge attacking power on the board. Proliferate. I'm going to try the -3 right here. Oh, those are some things. Brimstone Mage? Yeah, Brimstone Mage, I guess. There is a world in which getting the land is also correct. we'll get the Brimstone Mage. Looks like all we can do for this turn. I'm going to hold back blockers because we do have a Planeswalker we're going to try to keep alive. This thing comes in with a shield counter. That's actually a pretty good deal. I think we get to draw because I think D-Manny pinged him. Yep. Into Shigeki Jukai Visionary. Return it to his owner's hand. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. The rest into your graveyard. Channel it. Return X target non-legendary cards from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, that seems like it could be helpful. I don't know where we're going to get the mana to do that. Soul Ring. Man, 4 mana to level that one up. So rough. Training Grounds is your friend. Deals 1 damage to each creature with flying. We're pretty much good on that. Oh, that one's got flying. So, Thrumming Bird may not be long for this world, but it is a proliferate, if nothing else. Although, we should be able to get like a plus counter on it. 4 damage to our creature with flying. Yep, I remember that one. Ephemerif Archers. 10th edition was a weird set. I feel like it was a part of Standard longer than most core sets are a part of Standard. I forget. Because that got around the time of like Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. And they were like messing with the block cycles and release cycles at that point. Well, they played a lot of archers. Archers get +1/+1. Whenever an archer you control deals combat damage to a creature, that archer deals that much to its controller. Okay. Toski over to Asgard. It draws. Oh, that's funny. So, like, all of their stuff is small because they're all, like, artifact ability creatures. So anything that would try to get in the way of that, well, maybe that one be okay. But, like, opponent just has so many archers that... Tempting fate there. Opponent does draw 2, which maybe isn't the best. Vigilance would not be a bad thing to pick up here. In fact, I might put Vigilance on the Hex Drinker, because that's a very good attacker blocker. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have proliferated the Everflowing Chalice so many times. 8 colorless mana. Would love to find our own. That'd be really good for us to fix all of our mana issues. Casting their commander again for... quite a bit. Does give them unblockable if they want to kill our Planeswalker. Orin Frostfang can make things get real. And they're going to proliferate. Looks like just 2 things they control. Our Brimstone Mage. That is a shield counter, so like, you know, that is relevant. We gotta like throw it in front of something. 3 all-will-be-1 triggers. Let's see where these are going. Might be time to turn the attention to some of these artifacts. There is a lot of cost reduction over there. Yeah, wants to start with an archer. That seems fair. Taking down an archer. And gonna take down the Riddlesmith. Yeah, probably need to put a little attention on Asgard. Not enough left to shoot the Foundry Inspector or anything like that. Over to Flintlock for 1. Oh, nope, sending the big one too. Okay. Looks like, yeah, they're gonna use the Bridget ability. What is this? Whenever an archer you control deals... Oh, yeah, it's going to deal damage. Okay, it's going to hit the controller. Okay. So D-Manny's going to take a little feedback damage there. He's losing some life. That's a Teferi's protection. Okay. So they're not looking to have their life go any lower. That's actually interesting in that we have free reign to attack without getting archered to death. Okay. Question is, can we proliferate this thing? Or can we ultimate it, rather? It's on 2. We'd have to proliferate it 6 times. That's a bit. If we caught a fetch land off the top, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. We can get 2 off that. We needed to. Inventor's Fair? Yeah, the feedback damage with Bridget is very interesting. Opponent's going to scry 2 on their upkeep. Yeah, I would love a little scry action. I know we have this thing. I'm trying to save this for the right moment, though. Need to get set up better first. Field of the Dead. See what opponent's thinking in terms of attacks. Swings at our face. Is there something I should know about? Am I forgetting an ability? They can draw a card. Do I not have the ability to block this? Why can't I block this? Yeah, I'm not sure why I can't block it. Oh, because of D-Manny's Sidar. That's why. I see. Well, can't do much about it. They get to draw a card. We go to 31. Reality Heist. Less for each artifact you control. Look at the top 7. May reveal 2 artifacts from among them. Rest is in the hand. Others in the bottom. Oh my. Revealing a Truth and Justice and a Hearth and Home. Oh, God. Those are really good. Here comes a Hearth and Home for free. Here comes Equip the Hearth and Home. That's an 8/8 now. That's pretty good. Here's a Truth and Justice. They've got a lot of the colors of our deck, which isn't great. Really good colors for the current board. Also onto the 8/8. Still no pro red, so we can still block with this thing, which we're probably going to have to do at some point. Brings it back to our turn. Astral Cornucopia. That is a sight for sore eyes. Maybe I'm giving up on the damage mode here for a turn. Astral Cornucopia. X1. Proliferate. Use this thing before this gets protection from everything. Vigilance on here should be pretty good. Give me the Vigilance counter. Let's get the Transcendent Master. Proliferate more. Let's level this up once. D-Manny's gonna crack a fetch. I mean, the board wipe hasn't happened yet, so I think we probably just try to cough everything out there. Proliferate again? What a wacky card. So strong. This now has protection from everything. Fantastic. We'll put another counter on this guy. Feeling good about the Vigilant Hex Drinker. We'll swing this into Asgard. They have some potentially scary things. And so if we can untap with this board state, particularly this Astral Cornucopia, and proliferate this 3 or 4 more times next turn and then get that mana out of it, I'm going to feel pretty good about what we're doing. Also, if that happens, we can think about ultimating this thing too. And we'll get to draw. Opponent goes down to 20. There's the land we could have used. Flintlock is back. They're going to scry one with the Temple. It is important to remember that very little blocking can happen. I mean, assuming we get through this turn, Giant Hydra. Oh, that's no good. Yeah, assuming we get through this turn, we may need to think about taking D-Manny out, because this is actually really dangerous to us. No ability to block. Although, attacking becomes much more difficult now that all the archers are untapped. Although, I guess it's just Brigid for non-flyers. Ooh, everything into Asgard. And they're really not going to be able to block it all. Gonna get this game moving. Can you do a dirty trick where if a creature dies in combat, this will untap from Thornbite Staff, and then in the end combat step, activate this to do 2 additional to all their... Was it all blocking creatures? Oh yeah, they have to be blocking. Opponent... Shouldn't they not be able to... Creatures your opponents control without... Oh, they can attack things that have power greater than 2, or they can block things power greater than 2. Oh, unless this is another board wipe play? Oh, that would be terrible. This game will go on for so much longer. He's tapping up all of his mana. What kind of spiciness did he find? Oh, making the Hydra huge? Interesting. After blocks, okay. So the Hydra's going to get some damage in. It's an 11/11. That lethal? Let's see what's going on in chat here. Oh, they survive at 1. At 1. D-Manny can finish them if he so chooses. I mean, he can do it with an all will be 1. There's a concern that all will be 1 might start clearing out all of our stuff. That would not be great. 4 damage to an attacking, blocking, or creature. Okay. D-Manny gonna clean out some archers. Brigid untaps. They only block with 1 thing though, so no funness with Brigid. I forget, why did Brigid not die in the combat? Because it should die to this thing. Oh, Dolmen Gate. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I think all will be 1's about to do some work though. Wonder if he starts with the Planeswalker. Probably almost have to. Although he might be able to get the Planeswalker in combat pretty easily. Which means he could probably clear out a bunch of our other stuff also very easily. Oh, you know what? You know what's actually really bad? Orin Frostfang plus all the mana on that. That is actually an issue. So, assuming Asgard goes down here, I have to imagine he dies to something. We probably need to focus D-Manny pretty hard. Yeah, there's an Elspeth that can do things too. Because the mana plus the card draw is very scary. So even if they don't have a ton right now, like, they probably will by their second main phase. All will be 1. Is that a 5 spot? 5 spot. Where is this going? Into Flintlock. Okay, he just really wants Flintlock dead. Yep, gonna go the plus mode. Make this one bigger. This one's gonna take down Asgard. Asgard goes down. All will be 1. Flintlock's face. He has a proliferate on Karn's Bastion, which could be scary. Yep, there's the proliferate. Taps his mana rock, so that actually cuts down the mana. Pretty good. Ooh, 4 triggers? Eek. Can potentially kill some of our creatures with that, if he so chooses. Or if he just wants to finish the job on Flintlock. No, going out some after our Planeswalker. They can take down our land proliferate guy. That's no good. Did want that. You know, if push comes to shove, we could channel this thing to get back the Cankerbloom. 4 mana just to do that, though. We have not made a lot of mana this game, so that is... Well, this is starting to get up there, maybe. Entering the realm of possibility. Everything into Flintlock, and he'll draw a lot of cards. Actually, well, how much can he get done with Brigid? Brigid will kill nothing. Disappointing. They'll block 1. It does have trample, though. Maybe block the non-trampler, cut down a card. I'm gonna activate it. Yep. Does she have first strike? Oh, might be able to kill something. I don't know why I went after the... Yeah, don't block the big one. Block something like that. Notably, if we get all these angels, the angels can block. So I think that's going to be our primary directive here, although we do need to survive the all will be 1, depending on what they draw. Can hope for 4 lands. Seems unlikely, though. Should also be careful of their Planeswalker, which is ticking up. Yeah, they go down. There's 4 cards. Just go straight to the end step? Doesn't cast anything? I wonder if he F6'd. Or if he literally drew nothing. Wasn't expecting that. Which one's this? Flying? Okay, play the Steam Vents. Untapped. I mean, we should get a Frostfang of our own, right? We should definitely level this guy up. Yeah, let's level that guy up. What are we on? We're on 5? We can get to where we need to go. Let's get this one in first. Oh, we need to level this. We need to get a counter on this thing, too. Crap. Crap. I should have did that first. Let's make a bunch of mana with this thing. Get the Elemental Augury. Actually, I want to leave some mana up. I don't know what we're going to get here. proliferate. D-Manny, I guess it's come to this. Man, I kind of want this land. Everflowing Chalice and 0 doesn't seem amazing. I don't know if there's a way to get a charge counter on it. This one's okay. Honestly, I feel nervous about the lands. I'm just gonna... Actually, we already have a land. Oh, no, this goes with our hand. Yeah, get the Everflowing Chalice. Oh my god. Definitely the Everflowing Chalice. Those in the bottom. I was thinking it was the Planeswalker trigger. It is not. Proliferate everything once again. This is now in ultimate range. We'll go ahead and ultimate and make a bunch of angels. How big's this thing? 12-12? That's a chunk of damage, huh? Where's this one at? This is a 6-6. This is a 6-6. Do we have lethal? Let's count up this damage. It's 2, 14, 16, 22, 28. Oh, 28, really? If we proliferate more, yeah, if we proliferate more, that should do it. We're just gonna kick this one time. Keep proliferating. Oh, actually, is this... How far away is the... Oh, that's really close. That should go to its ultimate mode, which would solve a whole lot of problems for us. Get the Orin Frostfang. I like that the end of this game has sort of come down to Inexorable Tide versus All Will Be One. Both are good in this deck, like really good. It's also going to come down to whether D-Manny has interaction here or not. Settle the Wreckage would be bad. Teferi's Protection isn't great, but doesn't just get us killed. This one's not quite there yet. I guess we can put one more on that. He says, do it, I dare you. Well, we're gonna have to find out what he has. Okay, this is 14 now, so that's 16. Well, we have the angels for blockers, so I guess we just send everything. Send it. There's the Lord of Shatterskull pass trigger. So if he has a Teferi's Protection, he'll use it in response to that, so we'll find out very quickly how this is gonna go. He has it. Yeah, okay, that's not great. He can ultimate his Planeswalker. I guess it's a question of how much can he do with All Will Be One. Pretty scary, actually. We tried. We tried at the Lord of Shatterskull pass. It would have been so glorious. Killed that one. Would have killed that one. Yeah, would have killed that one. And would have killed that one. His turn. Let's see what's in our graveyard, because we should have a lot of mana to use this thing now. And now we can get a lot of stuff back. Cankerbloom is still looking very good. Yeah, probably get the Austere Command back. Oh, no, not that one. Oh, God. All right, well, that's going to make things terrible. Well, it takes a second to use that. So this thing is getting into, like, one-shot range. How many more times can we proliferate this thing? Oh, I guess on the other hand, too, Lord of Shatterskull pass. No, they can wait till after the trigger. Yeah, that's not great. There's an All Will Be One trigger. Okay, things are going to get interesting now. Yep, just to our face. It's going to get real interesting. Interestingly, this with this you can loop. Not the worst thing I've ever heard of. There's the proliferate. You know, probably better to get that out of the way now. We'll get a couple triggers, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to go wild with it. Yeah, there's 5 triggers. Yeah, that can kill stuff. Ooh, gonna try to take down the Lord of Shatterskull pass. I'm not thrilled about. Experimental Augury. That's a proliferate. Oh, God. Not looking good. Fairy's Protection, man. Too strong. 4 more triggers. He can make a lot of 1/1s, too, so... Like, I don't think we'll be able to block at all. Looks like he's going to try to take the Planeswalker down next. These have flying? They do not, actually. So these have flying, so... Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take that thing down. And the Planeswalker. The fact that the angels have flying might get us here. Not anymore, because they just made a bunch of their own angels. We could find our own protection spell. That'd be good. Probably need to be on the Cankerbloom plan. All Will Be One is really killing us. We could put flying on this thing with, if we get the Elspeth back. We do something like make this indestructible and then play Austere Command, maybe. And the worst is that, like, yeah, they denied us the card draw, too, with the Frostfang. Ugh. Oh, this is legendary. Nope, can't bring back the Elspeth. Scratch that plan. Oh, well, it looks like we got one of our own. Oh, that's interesting. That is very interesting. We could probably really easily hit the token limit. Wow, this is looking pretty good at 9 counters. Love it. What else in our graveyard helps us here? We have card draw, we have 1 piece of removal. We have 3 damage here. That's not the worst thing. We could kill their Planeswalker. We'll might need to hang on to that. What cards do we want to get back? Austere Command is a good safety net. Get a fetch land. Cankerbloom, definitely. Evolution Sage still seems good. This is more proliferates. That seems good. Get back the Shatterskull. We can live without that guy. Oh, and get this thing back too. Oh, that's going to be 14 mana. That is a lot of mana. I don't know if I want to... We have Death Touch. What does that do for us? Probably not a ton. So I mean, if we got back like 4 spells... How many spells do we need to cast to actually get this thing to 30? We would have to cast 16 spells. 2 of them would give us double. 16 is a lot of spells. Let's go back on the channel mode. We just need to choose less stuff. Get a fetch. Definitely the austere command. Definitely that thing. Canker Bloom. Guess we can go without the evolution sage. Experimental augury seems good though. I'll leave Lord of Shattered Skull pass because we don't have the mana to do all that. How much is this? Is that 12? Oh my god. Well, we got about 12 right here. Crap, tell me we have to do it again. On the other hand, if we don't just kill him, then he can do that 3 times. I don't like this. Let's do this and just see if this forces any action. Nope. How do we break through? Okay, I think I have a plan. Let's get this thing into play. Proliferate our stuff. Let's channel this. We're just going to get 2 cards. We're going to get Canker Bloom and Unnatural Resurrection. Still kind of pricey. Play the Canker Bloom. Proliferate our stuff. Get back the Shigeki. Proliferate. Oh, crap. We still have the problem of nothing can block, right? Creatures your opponents control without flying can't block creatures. Yeah, we have the problem of nothing can block. Crap, I don't think we're on the right plan. What's this thing at? 17? Proliferate again. We need a removal spell. That's our removal spell, and I didn't grab it. But that doesn't do a ton against this thing. Yeah, that's all frustrating. We're on 18 with that. Yeah, I think I messed it up. I think we just have to send everything. Cast the Thrumming Bird. On the other hand, he might time out. There is that. Yeah, we're just gonna die to the thing. There's nothing we can do about this. Going last. They got the turn before us. Also the Teferis, right? You lose when Teferis happen. Like, anytime past turn 8, you're probably going to lose to a Teferis if they cast it. They're going to make a bunch of blockers. Yeah, I mean, if this doesn't kill them for any reason, then we are done for. Opponent makes a lot of 1/1s. They're going to block all of our angels. Is there enough unblockable damage to get us there? I don't think there is. Nope, he survives at 7. Is there anything we can draw? I didn't think about the card draw. Would have left more mana up had I thought about it. Our own Teferis? Our own Teferis would do it. Or even just a removal spell on that would be like, there's a removal spell for that. Okay. Play, do we have green mana, right? Yeah, we have green mana, thank God. Play the Nesting Ground. Okay, we're not dead. How about that? Before anything untoward happens, let's destroy target enchantment shooting that. We currently have more of these, so we should be okay here. We'll wait till we get into combat. Hope he doesn't have a protection spell. Is this Beast Within off the top gonna get us there? Notably, I don't think he should have made more tokens, because they're not going to have haste. He says we're going to crash MTGO. That we are. We're also going to hit the token limit, which I think is still 200, but I don't play a lot of token decks, so I'm not entirely sure if they've changed it or not. So if we're able to get out of this with the Beast Within, this is going to be like one of those rare situations where the Hail Mary actually works. Usually you just like do what you can, but you die anyway. If he doesn't find anything crazy here. Also, there is a thing. That's no good. Things don't die? Yep, things don't die. I think we can shoot in response to the trigger, right? And then we don't have to worry about it? Oh, he's got his other commander. He's got 2. Nope, can't fizzle that one. He's got his own Inexorable Tide now. All right, so if we survive this turn, all we have to do is do this, get Austere Command, blow up the board, and we have 2 indestructible creatures. I guess he still has an indestructible. We can just send the Hex Drinker, right? Yeah, we just need to survive right here. That is nasty. Okay. This card's really good. I've been using it in Ashling. It's so fantastically good. It's even worse when you can proliferate it. I cast a Volt Charge once to proliferate it, which was a very exciting thing to do. Yeah, there's the proliferate. How much do we care? I guess it's where we're at. Proliferate team. Goes to combat. I'll wait till he declares. Sends it all. Make sure this goes down. Proliferate our stuff. Says well played. And then we do this a whole bunch of times. This game is 3 hours long, but there's going to be like, the actual running time of the video probably won't be that long because there's like really long periods of dead space in this game. The clock is on us. This isn't good. It's not giving us priority. Oh, there it goes. That's a lot of tokens. This next one's really going to be a lot of tokens. MTGO is really having some trouble. So, I've seen him do this a few times now. Oh, yep, we crashed the game. As long as he didn't have anything, we should have had it. Because we make so many tokens. We had more proliferates than him, and also, as long as he doesn't have anything, he can't block on his turn. Plus, we have the Hex Drinker, which he already used the Teferi, so it's a really hard one to stop. Anyway, that's the game. So, yeah, that's the level up deck. Man, that game got long. This deck definitely needs more removal. It doesn't need, like, tons and tons, but when problems start showing up, this, it is very difficult to solve problems, so I don't know, maybe like 3 more pieces of removal. I don't know. It's a tricky deck because he talked about it too. Like a lot of times you draw the wrong half of the deck, which we were doing for large portions of the game, where you either have all the proliferate stuff or you have the level up stuff and like nothing else to do, which makes things pretty tricky. So in that sense, you kind of need more card draw also. I don't know. One way to do it, you could go for Atraxa and then you can run like way less proliferate stuff in the deck and just rely on proliferate from the command zone. That would allow you to free up those deck slots for removal for more card draw. You do lose red if that's the case, and there's some cool red ones. That thing's always scary. Lord of Shatterskull Pass, man, almost got to wipe their board with it. Anyway, this is a very long game. Hope you guys enjoy the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel, vote on which decks I play next, or if you want to get some good games of Spell Table, be sure to check out my Patreon at the link below.